Hey, John Lavenia here. We're going to have fun today on another Success Series video with Bold Statement Marketing. I'm glad you're here because we're going to talk about 3 magic words. Okay, this is actually right out of my book, Integrity is Everything. I have to remember the title here for a minute. Working on another book, by the way. Just haven't had a whole lot of time to get to it because I'm doing all these videos. No, actually, I got lots of other stuff going on. But I wanted to share with you something from Chapter 4 in Integrity is Everything. It's 3 magic words, and it's a philosophy that if you take it and apply it, you're going to see pretty spectacular changes in your life and your business and your results, and for the better, not changes for the worse. Okay, changes for the better. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be a walk, of roses and a walk in the park. But what it is going to be is a walk of confidence. Okay, and so there's 3 words that I've based a lot of my success on, and they are be, do, and have. Now, you may have heard this before, but throughout my years in hosting seminars and trainings and whatever, I've had people tell me, John, I've heard the be, do, have principle before, but I've never heard it explained quite the way you just explained it. So I'm going to give it to you now in a way that a lot of people seem to appreciate. Okay, now if you've never heard this before, I'm going to take it from the top. So don't worry, don't feel like you've been left out. We're going to take it from the top right now. So I just want you to consider, oh, and by the way, this is based on philosophies from thousands of years of scripture and everything else, but I'd say fairly recently, like in the 1800s, this guy Goethe, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, said, one must be something in order to do something. Does that sound far out? It's actually pretty grounded, and I'm going to show you why. Let's take the average citizen in the average society, making the average income and watching the average of 5 hours of television a day, and let's say these are their results in their life. And you hear them, let's say you're overhearing them at the restaurant, and they're talking, commiserating and complaining and, getting agreement from their friends, people that are just like them, right? They're all in the herd together here. They're all mooing, moo, right? And you hear them saying, well, if only I had, a better, and then fill in the blank, or if only I had a different whatever. And here's some of the examples. If I had a better education, if we had a different president, right? If I lived in a different city, if I was married to a different person, I had a different spouse, if I had more money, right? If I had more luck, if I was luckier, right? So fill in the blank with whatever the circumstances are that they have or don't have. Typically, they're talking about how they don't have. Okay, but if I had those things, well, then I could do these things that I want to do. I could start that business. I could relocate to do the thing. I could make those investments, right? I could make those big decisions. If I had those circumstances, then I could do the thing. And then I would be the successful person. Then, of course, I'd be the person I always wanted to be. I'd be that, right? So if I had the circumstances, then I could do the thing, and then I'd be successful. Have, do, be, in that order. That's how most people think. And that's actually thinking in reverse. So let's talk about the way of mastery now. Let's flip that over on its side here. And we're going to talk about how successful people who are actually causative in their life, that are actually deliberately creating, and they're successful, like we talked about in the previous video, the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, right? How do these people think? They think in forward motion, okay? They think with the law, and the way the law works, the laws of the universe, it's always, like Goethe said, one must be something in order to do something. Okay, so the law flows be, do, and have. Here's how it looks. Okay, so let's say we've got a goal, and that goal is to earn $20,000 a month. That was my first goal, which I had for years, by the way, when I first started doing home-based business. That was years and years and years ago, and it took me a long time to reach it until I figured out some stuff, and then I reached it really fast. Okay, and hopefully through some of these videos, you're figuring stuff out, and I'm saving you some time. Okay, so that's what this is all about. And this is one of those principles, by the way. So here's what we have to decide. As the person who makes $20,000 a month, or whatever your vision for yourself is, here's the question. How does it feel to be that person, to step into that body, that physiology, okay, that emotional, spiritual, physiological state of being the person who makes that much money? That's the question. How does it feel? Now, anytime we're considering, people have asked me, John, how do I know who I'm being, right? Because they've heard some of this philosophy before and they've gotten confused by it. Well, how do I know who I'm being? The great question to ask oneself is, well, how do I feel? So if I'm feeling Grateful, right? Which, by the way, is the most powerful wealth creation emotion that I've ever experienced. Okay, gratitude. Because gratitude assumes the posture of, I already have. Hey, it's too late to fail. I've already got it. You may not have the money in the bank account yet. We're not on have yet. We're on be, right? We're on be. You're being the person who feels the gratitude. That is huge because, like I've mentioned in a previous video, those who have shall get more. Those who have not shall lose even that which they have, right? So I'm grateful. I have. I feel like I have, so I feel grateful. I feel accomplished. I feel confident. I feel enthusiastic. I feel excited. Right? Fill in the blank with whatever words are powerful for you. I feel happy. Cool. That's who you're being. You're being that kind of a person. Now, on the other side, I could say, oh, I'm anxious, I'm pissed off, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, right? Well, that's who I'm being. I'm a person who lacks, right? Oh, okay. So the emotions kind of reveal who we're being. So let's say you just made your goal, you've got the money, it's too late to fail. How does that feel? Assign that emotional state to yourself now. Be that. Now, as that person, never mind what the bank account says. That's just ink on paper. It's data on a computer screen. We're not talking about what you have or don't have. Okay? Those are circumstances and those are effects. We're talking about the cause. The cause. You're the cause. Who's doing it, right? That's the cause of all this. And I've said many times, more important than what you do, like what kind of ad do you place or whatever, more important than what you do is who's doing it. That's the core of it right there. Okay? This takes a little practice, a little work to keep yourself in that state, in that physiology of that top producer. Okay, so now that you're the top producer, now that that's who you are, don't look outside at evidence, okay? Now that that's who you are, what do you do? Down to every last detail. And then you can model other people who have also demonstrated who they're being as top producers, okay? But down to little things like, what does that ad say that you're about to place? Are you timid when you write your advertisement? Oh, I want to make sure everybody likes me. Or are you bold and maybe offend a couple people? Get that ad placed to wake some people up, right? How do you shake somebody's hand when you're walking down the street and you meet somebody? I don't walk down the street and just shake people's hand, although I guess I could. But how would I shake somebody's hand if I was at that company meeting or something? Right? Oh, I'm trying. Oh, I'm looking up to this great person. I don't care if they're the CEO, billionaire. I shake their hand as a peer, not as a subordinate or an underling. I'm their peer, right? We're all confident, successful, motivated, certain people, okay? Just all having a human experience here. They've got a title. I've got a title. Whatever. Okay, there's no celebrities. If there's any celebrities, I'm a celebrity, right? So now I'm going to be just as important as everybody else, and I'm going to act like it. I'm going to behave that way. Okay? I look in the mirror. How do you look in the mirror now that you are that person who reaches those goals? You reach every goal you set. You accomplish those high incomes. Okay? How do you look in the mirror? Right? How do you overcome objections? I'll tell you a little hint. I don't. If somebody wants to object, I pity them. It's like, look, I know where I'm going. Hopefully, for your sake, you're going too. But, I'm not here to convince people or any kind of stuff like that. So how do you deal with skeptics, let's say, right? Or people who want to waste your time. And you know what? It will, as you become a very successful person, as you're being this, and as you're doing the things that those successful people do, and you're one of them, you're going to find that most people aren't. And they're just blowing time, man. They're tiptoeing through life, hoping to make it safely to death, right? You're going somewhere, right? So how do you respond to time wasters? Okay, so this is all wonderful things to consider, right? How do you follow up with your prospects when you write your emails or do whatever you do with your business? Like in my case, in the business I'm working with, I don't talk to anybody who isn't at least a buyer, right? I've got a very low entry fee for people at least make a tiny, tiny little commitment, at least let me know that they're somewhat for real, and then I'll talk to them on the phone. If they don't do that, I'm not even going to talk to them, right? So there's a little bit of a posture involved with that. And that's a word that's gotten kicked around the industry quite a bit, is posture, okay? It has to do with who you're being. Now, make this, point. It's not about being arrogant. I'm not talking about you being a big shot and being arrogant and, just pissing people off for the sake of it. Like when I say in my trainings, hey, if I say anything that offends you, you'll get over it. That's kind of funny, tongue-in-cheek, but I'm just going to speak from the heart. The reason I say that is because I'm just being authentic, and if some people, they got a position about something, I don't know, he should or shouldn't say that. I don't do the should or shouldn't thing. Okay, well, I don't do it as much. as most people. Okay, I do draw lines. I do have some filters between my brain and my mouth, but you get my point. It's not about being arrogant and I'm right and everybody else is wrong. No. It's about being confident. It's about having that relaxed confidence that you can transfer some enthusiasm with no polish needed, just being yourself, right? That's how you do the business activities that you do now. How do you schedule your time, right? As that successful person, now that you're being that person, how do you schedule your time? We're talking about the doingness based on the beingness. So you see, we're going in that order: be, and then do, and then have. And you'll find that many things that you do or used to do in your life will change based on who you're being. It's pretty dramatic. Certainly your circle of influence is going to start to change usually pretty quickly too, right? You're going to be less into buying people's excuses and listening to mindless drivel that comes out of people's mouths where they're just regurgitating what the other conformist, the other person who's living a life of mediocrity, said when they were at the restaurant together yesterday, right? So you're actually going to start originating some thoughts, and you're going to be thinking thoughts worth thinking. You're going to say things worth saying, right? Be and then do. And then, of course, you're going to have the results that that person has. Be, do, and have. Suddenly the circumstances start to change, right? You find yourself in an environment where you're always being dragged down. Suddenly those people stop showing up so often, right? Because you're not in harmony with that environment anymore. You've become someone different, and you're doing different things. You're certainly experiencing different circumstances in your life. Suddenly, because you've got that confidence, because you're not tiptoeing around hoping to make everybody happy and, I hope I'll try and make the sale. Suddenly you're showing up as a confident person, and people start throwing credit cards at you. They want to get started. Guess what you have now? You have the money, right? So you became the person who earns the big money, the big goals. I don't want to put numbers in your head, okay? I said $20,000 a month before, just as an example. That might be too low for you, or that might be unreasonably high for you at this moment, okay? Unrealistic. So you just pick the numbers that are right for you, okay? So you became that person who does accomplish that. You became the accomplisher of those things. You became a powerful person. You became a causative, or what's called a proactive or influential person in your own life. You became the point of cause, no longer concerned with effects. Effects will happen based on who you are. You started doing those things that this powerful causative person would do, and it manifested, it solidified into these effects. Now you have that which you did not previously have. How does this relate to doing a home-based business kind of a program? A lot of people, and I'll just say it like this, I'm going to do another video just on commitment, okay? But a lot of people say, well, I'm going to try it out, take it one step at a time. I did this myself when I first got started, and it didn't get me anywhere, by the way. And, when I see that I've got some results, then I'll scale up from there, okay? What is that? Is that be, do, have, or have, do, be? That's have, do, be. I'll try, and then when I see that I have some results, then I'll scale it up, I'll do from there, okay? They completely sidestepped the core issue, which is who's doing it, who they're being. And who they're being is a wishy-washy person who's going to try and then wait to see results, see if I have or have not, before I decide to do more. You see that? So commit, right? Just decide this is where I'm going. It may not be comfortable. It may be uncomfortable. It may just completely trash my life as I know it now, okay? And leave who I'm being right now completely behind in the dust and rubble. And that's fine, because I'm willing to sacrifice all of that, which is all of a lower nature, it's all in the past, for this thing of a higher nature, this beingness, this person who I truly intend to become. So have, do, be is, if I had the thing that I could do the thing, and then I'd be the person I want to be. What we're saying is, be the person you want to be now. Do it in advance. Listen to Gerda's advice. One must be something in order to do something. Be the top producer, then do what that top producer does. Now, don't imitate the other top producers. Model a little bit, right? That's cool. Their daily method of operation and all that. That's nice. But then you sell yourself. You know that unique expression of talent and ability that you have. Like these videos, go do your own damn videos, right? This is great. This is what we're doing here. I'm just demonstrating to you something that you can do. If you're that leader, if you're that confident person, great. So now you're that person, go do it. Go put out some videos and send me the links. I want to see your videos. And then you'll have what? You'll have the influence, the money, the flow, because you're flowing out. Now it's flowing in, right? I've beaten the point to death, but I hope you get it. Don't look outside of you for what you should expect or what you should do, okay? Obviously, be rational, okay? But get a little bit unreasonable, okay? I didn't say be reasonable. I said be rational. Get unreasonable and expect greatness of yourself based on who you're becoming, okay? Based on that guaranteed future outcome. Because if you know that you are that person, you do what that person does, you're going to have what that person has. Risk what you got to risk, okay? Risk have an egg on your face. Here's your new affirmation. I dare to make an ass of myself. Okay, fine, okay? Because every great triumph had, whatever circumstances and whatever seemingly embarrassing things, but people don't even remember that stuff anymore. All they remember is you're the top producer, you're the top guy, or gal, you're the person who got it done. And now people are looking up to you, and then you could tell them, oh, this was a rough road, but they're like, oh no, you've been successful your whole life, you got the secrets, give us the secrets. The biggest work, the roughest part of this road is all right here. In my book, Integrity is Everything, I said that is the work, becoming. That is the work, right? Talking to prospects, placing ads, and all the logistics, the doing. That's not even the work. That's the receiving activity. That's moving the papers around, typing on the keyboard. Here's the work. Here's the work. Sit there and get quiet. Sit there for a half-hour a day and be quiet and figure out who you are. Decide who you are, and then be that, and then watch what happens. Hope you got some value out of this. Go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this with your friends who you think could benefit from this as well. And I will see you next time on another Bold Statement Marketing Success Series video. It's John Lavenia. Have a great day. Success to you. Bye-bye.